Coming to you live from our studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is the A1 Trading Daily Show. Whether markets are rising or falling, we're here to keep you up to date with the latest market news. Join us as we trade currencies, commodities, and indices live, Monday through Friday.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream. We are going to hop into the markets with Nick here in just a second. But before we get to that, I want to check out the market heat map with you guys so that we can see how all of our assets are trending so far today. So let's see. Let's get that set up right here. I'm going to share my screen, and there we go. All right, so here in the market heat map, we are taking a look at what percentage, either up or down, all of the assets that we track in the Edge Finder are, whether they're up or down, and this is getting updated every 15 minutes, so it's giving you a pretty accurate representation of what the market looks like right now. So up here towards the top, I can see GBPUSD, GBPAUD, and GBPUSD are our top three biggest movers to the upside, with GBPUSD being the biggest one. Up so far on the day, up 0.77%. And down here, I can see NZD, CHF, NZD CAD, and NZD JPY making moves towards the downside, with NZD CHF being the biggest mover to the downside, down 0.45%. So it looks like New Zealand dollar pairs moving towards the downside to start off the day, and pound pairs making moves to the upside to start off the day. I want to thank our three amazing sponsors, 8Cap, Forex Tester, and Superfunded, for sponsoring today's live stream. We will hear more about them later on in the stream. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into the markets with Nick.
All right. Thank you, James, for that introduction, and welcome back, guys, to another live stream. We just got done doing a simulation of EURUSD. We did some back testing. So if you missed that stream recording will be up pretty soon if you want to spend some time doing some back testing there. That was a good session for sure, and always useful to do, just to keep your technical skills sharp, if you will. So James is going over a little bit of the market heat map this morning. A lot of pound pairs on the upswing today, which we'll take a closer look at. Also some euro pairs as well. In terms of the watch list, really quick, I just want to pull this up and see what's going on with that. So I'm going to go to bias. I'm going to filter out the neutrals here today. Just going to take a look at USD CAD. You've got USD ZAR, Swiss yen, dollar Swiss, 10-year pound Aussie showing up there, NZD JPY. And we have sells coming in at gold still on the list, US 30 on the list, pound Swiss, oil, Aussie CAD, Aussie Swiss, Euro CAD, Aussie NZD, NZD USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, Aussie USD, which has been the consistent theme recently. We've really seen a lot of bearishness on the dollar crosses, specifically being bullish on the dollar, right, but bearish on counter currencies, the euro, the Aussie, etc. So the dollar's pulling back here this morning, and I've got to be honest. I really want to buy it. I'm fighting the urge to just pick it up now, but I'm going to try and wait and see if I can get it down in this level here of past resistance. Could turn support at 104.6. That is kind of my eye on, or what I've got my eye on here in terms of the dollar. Specifically, I really like dollar yen, and I like euro USD on the short side. So let me go ahead and jump into some of those with you guys here, and we'll see if we can find something setting up. So I'm looking at USD JPY, and if you guys are regular viewers of the stream, then you know that last week I made some money on dollar yen, but unfortunately, my trade was like here to like here. And I made money, so I shouldn't complain. But then I felt really bummed because then the market just rocketed on without me. So it is trading 101 to feel a little bit of disappointment here and there. But it happens to the best of us, and all we can do is look forward. I'm now looking at the dollar yen with a bullish bias this week, if we can get a pullback into something like the 50% retracement. Now, that's a ways away, so I'm not going to hold my breath on just this one trade. I have other ideas out there that I want to share with you guys here as we get started, and we'll see if we can find anything that's more close ready to be traded here as we get started. So dollar yen on the long side at that 50% retracement, that's one for sure that I'm interested in. And if we take a quick look, I want to see if we can find some information on seasonality here. So we're about to turn into a new month. And when you have a turn in the new month, it's always interesting to keep one eye on seasonality. And if you're not familiar with seasonality, it is the study of, or at least how we use seasonality on the Edge Finder. It's the month-to-month average of each asset, what it tends to do. So like, for example, we're looking at Euro USD right now, and Euro in the month of March, which is the month we're about to go into, right? In just a couple days here, we've got March coming in, and March is historically a declining month for the Euro. Also, and this is the last 10-year average, but also on the last 5-year average as well. Both of them historically expected to decline. Now, specific to my dollar yen trade, let's see if there's anything of interest there. So I'm going to look, see if I can find USD JPY on this list. There it is. So we'll grab USD JPY, and you can see that March is a slightly positive month over the last 10 years, and it is a pretty sizably solid up month in the last 5 years. So this gives me a slight bias going into the next month on what could happen with dollar yen. So like I said, I like dollar yen on the long side. We'll see if we can catch that one going forward. And it seems like this, by the way, on the across the board with the dollar pairs, that March is expected to be sort of a positive month. Here's the month of March historically for the pound, right? Declines, right? Favoring the dollar, hurting on the pound, right? Same thing with the 5-year average. Both of these sort of agree. So it can be kind of useful information. So if you're looking at the pound, we're not, certain, of course, that the month of March will be negative, but we have a slight bias due to seasonality. And so if we pull up something like GBP USD, and we get our charting set up here. So fibs from the swing high to the swing low. Let's see if we get anything of interest. We have a level of resistance here. So this one's a way more sort of current idea, pound USD. And I'd like to also check on euro dollar because I personally prefer trading euro dollar over pound dollar, but we'll take a look at that. Yeah, so it is looking, in my view, like a potential sell setup here at that 50% retracement. As it nears that zone, we could pull up just for a second the pound, and I believe we have a strong sell reading. Yep, strong sell reading here. So bias is to the downside, score of -9. COT data telling us that institutional money, as of the latest filing, is very long on the dollar and very short on the pound. So big money is short on it. Retail money is mixed, 50 to 50, basically 50-50. So nothing really there. Seasonality is another interesting one. So you have the month of March will be very negative, but February also expected to be negative. And this is kind of how we break it down, right? So we get a sell bias from the pound USD. And then we look at the technical charts to see if we can actually find a trade setup. So I like pound USD. I want to also keep an eye on the euro as well here and see if there's anything that might allow me to get in on some of this euro action. This is looking really strong to the downside here. So let's see if we can draw fibs, swing high to swing low here. And yeah, similar to the pound, this one's on pretty much a marching downward trend, if you will. It's just kind of consistently selling off. And as the euro nears this level, this might be interesting for me. I might actually be interested in picking up euro on a sell trade at that 38.2. Now, yes, it's a bit of an aggressive sell. You might say, well, Nick, the trade has already happened, and when I was like new to trading, that was like my biggest fear. I was like, I hated buying something that had already gone up or selling something that had already gone down, right? But what I found years later, just throughout my trading journey, it's like the more I just kind of go with the flow, the better. And I'm not saying sell at the lows or anything. I'm just saying I'm looking for continuation trades more often than not. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah. What's up, Sundeep? Thank you for being here. How do you guys see NAS and S&P? We'll take a look at that in just a moment here. Maybe we'll ask Frank to come in here and share his thoughts on the indices for a moment. If Frank, you're ready, we could bring you in, say hi, see what's going on.
Hey,
Hey,
how's it
Frank.
going?
Hey, we had a request in the chat for the indices. I don't know if you just heard that. Do you have any thoughts going into this week? Kind of an interesting start,
Yeah,
to say the least. The S&P jumped a little bit.
definitely. It's still mixed, but overall, I think things are starting to pick up for the bulls. There's some high expectations for retail earnings today, so people are looking for like sort of a recovery from last week. So I've been in the community, I've been looking for like quick setups and stuff, but so far I've just been at break even or hits my tight like stop loss. So I'm still kind of looking for shares or for trades to pick up, and then potentially dollar trades as well because I'm bullish on both.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's really just a matter of seeing like which ones pull back harder and which ones are gonna like come up and take a quick bounce before they come back again. Like the dollar is just overall trending upward the past month or so. The S&P is doing the same thing, so it's very much like a mixed market since late February to now. Things have just been on the upside. It's just very confusing. So
Yeah, it
just
certainly
still look.
has been. What do you think on the Nasdaq? Do you have any like differing opinion or concept on the Nasdaq? Are you more hesitant on the Nasdaq? Are you more bullish or bearish? Do you have any thoughts on it or not really?
Um, Overall, I mean, if I'm bullish on the stock market, then I'm bullish on Nas.
Yeah.
But it's mostly that I'm comfortable with the S&P and things technicals like they're smoother than the Nas and US 30, so it's easier to see good trade setups. And like if the S&P is rising, usually the Nas does the same thing. Or if like big tech is rising and the Nas skyrockets, it's I'm still like comfortable in the S&P because a lot of tech is in that, and it's just it's broader, so it's more fluid, I would say.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you mentioned earnings being a big thing this week. So for the indices traders, if you're sort of new to this stuff or trying to figure out how to trade indices more, one of the big things that moves stock markets for sure is big companies reporting their earnings, as earnings are a huge indicator when it comes to whether or not something is bullish or bearish in the stock market. Right? If Tesla has great earnings, it is going to make people want to buy the stock, and if lots of companies are reporting good earnings, it's going to cause the entire stock market to likely rise, etc. So thank you, Frank, for tuning in on that with us with the indices. I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you back tomorrow.
Thanks.
All right. So yeah, we have Frank tune in once a day. He's one of our guys here at A1 Trading. He does all of his analysis in the group and that sort of thing. Speaking of group, if you're not already inside of the Discord, let me make sure to invite you guys to join our free Discord channel. If you have not already joined it, there's a link being dropped in the chat for you. Join our Discord. You can get in on some of the community. If you're out there trading by yourself, you're trying to learn how to do this stuff by yourself. You don't have to. There's lots of other people that you can be connecting with, speaking with. We have people from all over the world, Australians, people from Africa, people from Europe, people from Asia, people from North America, all over the United States. So wherever you are, come join us inside of the Discord. We just dropped the link in the chat there for you. Grab that, make sure to join. And again, it's a free version, so you'll be able to get in there without any issue. So there you go. Yeah, and I'm kind of with Frank. I mean, the indices have been kind of confusing. I paused on my bullish thesis last week with the indices, but watching how earnings report this week will be very interesting to see if we can get some sort of pop, some sort of momentum pick back up. That might be something where I can see myself looking to try again on the long side. So we'll see. How much is the paid Discord, Nick? Rob, we have options available. There's links in the description if you're interested in joining us for the full service. All of the information is linked in the description. And you can also chat with us on our website. If you go to a1trading.com, there's a live chat feature in the bottom right hand of the screen. If you have any questions and you would like to ask one of our team reps, we have several people on staff who are available to help you out if you're interested. So yeah, let's take a look at gold here, guys. We're taking a look at the 4-hour chart here, and gold, man, it looks really bearish in my opinion. It does not look super healthy, and a retest uh, looks like possibly a sell side entry for me on the 4-hour charts here. So we're looking at the 50% retracement. This is the 1826 mark. If price comes into this level of past resistance, I think it looks sell heavy. I think we could see a continuation to the downside overall. And that's kind of where I'm at with gold. Now, on top of that, we have some other factors I want to show you guys when looking at gold specifically. So if I look at gold on the edge finder here, what we can see is that COT data is long on gold. So that's kind of going against us, but a lot of other factors are bullish. I'm sorry, bearish on gold. So for example, the economic numbers sort of favor the dollar bull case, which puts pressure on gold, right? So you have interest rates on the rise. Of course, that's a negative catalyst for gold. You have unemployment numbers looking pretty healthy in the US, which is, of course, a negative thing for gold, as people tend to buy gold in fears of recessions or economic crackdowns, things like that. Inflation also on the decline. That when there's more money coming into the system, also when you have money supply here, when lots of money is being printed, it also inevitably finds its way into gold as well, at least historically speaking. You can take a look at 2020, for example, when a ton of money flooded the system and a lot of money went into gold. So we don't see those same conditions. And so right now, currently, my outlook on gold is to the sell side. So if price rallies up into this 50% zone, I'm interested on the sell side. Stop loss probably above structure highs and looking for a continuation. So we'll watch to see if that can play out. Like I said earlier, a trade that I'm really interested in is Euro USD at that 38.2. So if that can squeeze a little bit higher, I might actually be getting an entry here today. So if I take that trade, you guys will see it inside of the Discord channel. And yeah, there you go, guys. Right now, we're gonna pause to hear from our sponsor. If you guys are fans of the channel, then we rely on sponsors to make all of this content possible. So let's now move to James, and we'll hear from our sponsor of the day.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Real quick, I want to remind you guys that today's stream is sponsored by 8cap. 8cap is an award-winning regulated broker that gives traders a better trading experience. If you choose to trade with 8cap, you'll be able to trade CFDs like gold, Forex pairs, cryptos, indices, and more. Additionally, their spreads are razor thin, and they offer up to a 500 to 1 leverage, and their customer support is top notch. One very cool feature is that they've recently partnered up with tradingview.com, meaning you can do all of your trading directly through 8cap on TradingView. If you're a fan of the channel, 8cap has partnered up to offer the A1 trading community a free copy of the A1 Edge Finder. Yes, that awesome tool that you see Nick using on all of his live streams. You can get that for free, and all you have to do is sign up with 8cap and deposit $1,000 or more. Click the link in the description to find out more. 8cap is the best in the business, and that's why we are proud to be sponsored by them. Click the link in the description to sign up now. Thank you, 8cap. And Nick, back to you.
Thanks, James. That was awesome. And yeah, guys, remember, check out 8cap. The link is down below in the description. If you're a fan of the channel and you're looking for a new broker, consider helping us out. We really do rely on sponsors to make this content so possible. I mean, you see all the people involved in making a production like this, and we're so thankful to be able to do this every day. And part of that thanks goes out to our sponsors. So there we go. Hey, Dre, with the $2 donation on the A1 Trading YouTube channel. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Dre says, hey, Nick, check out USDCAD. I'm thinking a possible buy. Yeah, let's look at dollar CAD here. So I've got it pulled up for you already, Dre. And I want to go over this one here. It's a good example of a sort of a deeper dive across the board. So USDCAD looks really strong, right? I think that there's an opportunity to potentially get long here, in my opinion. But I want to go through this with you guys. So USD CAD trending up beautifully, right? If we fancy some indicators here for a second, you can see moving averages looking really nice. A pullback on the RSI could be of interest as well. If we get a little bit poked to the downside, that would be the my favorite style of entry there. Just a bit of an oversold status. Trend lines moving up, or moving averages moving up, all that sort of good stuff. And in terms of just pure price action, we have a support zone here, support zone here. So what I like is the idea of something like this. Now, yes, we're looking at purely the charts, but we're going to go ahead and make sure to take a look at the Edge Finder, see if there's something there as well. So charts look good, but let's see what the Edge Finder has to say. We'll go back to the watch list, and I just remembered that dollar CAD is the top of the list. We have a strong buy rating on the Edge Finder. So let's go through that here together. And, I just want to do something really quick. While we're on here, before I forget, I want to make this a little bit bigger. And I'm doing it right on stream because if I don't, I've been thinking this in my head for like weeks and then I don't do it off camera and then I get annoyed. So I'm doing it right now just to solve that issue once and for all. I feel like it was a little bit small and now we can see it a little bit better. I'm OCD about it here today. Sorry, guys. But yeah, we are all set now. Dollar CAD, strong buy overall. Let's go take a look at that and see if we can find something on the actual Edge Finder page. But yeah, I feel like the watch list was just showing up a little bit small on the screen when I watched the streams back. I was like, you know what? I can't see all the data there. And if I can't see it and I built it, then I helped build it. It's a team effort. Then I imagine it's probably hard to see for some of the viewers. So let's see. USDCAD, strong buy overall, gets a +8. And in almost all categories, COT data, points bullish, right? So big money is long. Retail sentiment, retail crowd is short on dollar CAD. Seasonality, positive in March and in February. This is a solid opportunity on the long side in my personal view. Trend to the upside, GDP, unemployment, interest rates. Yeah, I mean, this gets both check marks for me. I like it long from the technical bias, and I like it long from the Edge Finder bias, which gives us that fundamental and sentiment analysis as well. So, yeah, I mean, I like this thing long. I think the cream of the crop, the trade I would actually be interested in is this 1.3560. So Dre, thank you for pointing that out to us. And of course, thank you for the donation to the stream. I appreciate you, man, for helping us out. All right, so let's see what is next here on the list. We've got a couple minutes to go, and I'm just pulling up the chat on my device so I can keep up with it. So let's go back to the Edge Finder for a second, see if we can find anything else on the watch list that looks of interest. Hopefully you guys can see. Can you guys see the Edge Finder watch list better now? Just do me a favor in the chat. Is that a little bit easier to see? I just want to make sure that viewers, especially if you're watching on like a mobile device, you can see it okay. Hey, Nick, please check EURUSD. I will do so in just a second. I also need to clean up. I don't know why this coloring looks all wrong. I got to check that. Like it has like random black and white colored text, just stuff. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to make sure it's a little bit easier to see now. You have a trading view watch list that you go in order? No, I don't really go in order. I kind of just go where I see opportunities. That way I don't like see, because the thing is from a trading analysis standpoint, if something, for example, and I'll always shoot straight with you guys when you're watching my channel, like EURUSD. If you guys request EURUSD in the chat, but then it doesn't have any sort of bias for me, then what's going to end up happening is I'm probably not going to say much about it because I don't have any trade ideas, right? So when I share my stuff here, I'm actually doing my analysis. I'm going through stuff I want to trade myself. And so if there's nothing to trade, then I'm just going to move on from the pair pretty quick. Now, EuroCAD is another one I wanted to look at. So EuroCAD, EuroSwiss, I don't have anything for you. EuroCAD has a sell bias, though. So let's see if we can find something on EuroCAD. I don't love the chart, so I'm probably going to move on from that. And again, this is kind of my theme with my streams is I move on quickly from stuff I don't care for, and I spend a little bit more time on things that I think actually have something I could actually enter a trade on. Aussie NZD, let's see, AUD NZD here on the short side. This one, possibly if it gets a pop, but it's not anywhere near an actionable spot. AUD USD on the strong sell. So this one could be of interest, but probably not at current levels. So again, lots of pending stuff here today. The one that I see most pressing is that Euro USD trade that I mentioned earlier. A retest in this case, for those of you watching AUD USD, 50% retracement looks pretty interesting in my view. So keep an eye on that one. It's 68.20 is the mark that I'm looking at. If price comes up into that zone, that looks like a clean sell-off in my view. Of course, probabilities in mind. I think it has a decent risk to reward there is probably the better way of saying that. So yeah, if Euro can get a bit more of a pop, I mentioned I like this 38.2. This is what I'm personally watching. If I can get this entry, I'll take that probably in Discord. And for those of you guys who are inside of the Discord, you'll see the info there. Remember, guys, if you're not in the free Discord, we'll drop it one more time in the chat. We have a free Discord available for people who want to join us. You get access to a whole bunch of good stuff. So check it out there. Ivan just messaged me. He said, I'm too tired to stream today. That's a bummer. Hopefully we get Ivan back next time. That's a bummer. Cool. Yeah, so I'm looking again, like I said, 38.2. If it can come into play on euro dollar, I will look to potentially get short. And it looks like we don't have anybody coming up on the stream after me today, which is a little bit sad. But I'm sure we'll get more stuff next time. Nick, why is there not COT data for February? Good question, Alejandro. So the CFTC put out an announcement basically saying that their data has some issues that they're resolving and that it's been delayed. So there's no information that I can give you that they cannot. So you can just go to the Commitment of Traders data online where the source is from, and you can read their announcement. So the data that we have here, unfortunately, is it's the latest that we have, but the latest is still a month old, so it's not super as useful. So I'm hoping that they get that sorted out soon. And this euro looks pretty close, guys. We're going to watch this 38.2. If it comes into play, I'll take that trade inside of the Discord. And if you're not inside of the Discord, then we dropped that link just a moment ago in the chat. So click that and join us there. Can I be your guest, Nick? You can be potentially my guest if you have an audience or a channel or something. If you're watching and you have your own audience of decent size, you can always email our support email. So it's support@a1trading.com. And we can connect you with the producers who put together the show each day. So to provide signals in your free Discord, we have trade analysis that's shared every day. So we don't share like entries and exits per se inside of the free group, but we do offer analysis, coverage, chart markups, daily, information, PDFs to download, trading guides, that sort of stuff. So if you don't already have that, make sure to at least get the free one. Guys, that's going to wrap up the stream for me. If we don't have any other guests, let me double check. Yeah, I don't think we have any other guests coming on. So if we don't have any other guests, I'm going to wrap up the stream. I went for about an hour today, so I'm a little bit beat. And I think I'm going to go home and take a nap. Just kidding. But thank you guys for tuning in to today's live stream. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. Make sure to come back for more in the future. And I'll see if I can get this trade. For those of you who are VIP members, I'll be keeping an eye on euro dollar. We might be trading that today. So there we go. All right. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And remember, you can improve your trading performance 30 times faster with Forex Tester 5. Backtest your strategies using real historical data. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.